Okay, so first of all, I would recommend you to pause the video and try to solve the questions on your own and check the answer, right? If you are sure that yes, you have solved the correct, you need to check your answer. And if your answer was wrong, check why it was wrong and just understand the concept and then move forward, right? So this is the very first question. One part of the sentence below may contain an error. Identify the part. If there is a no error, then choose no error, right? So this is our sentence and it is divided in three parts. We need to identify in which part the error is. If there is no error, so we need to mark the no error. Suma told she would answer all the calls later. So the error is in. Pause the video and identify in which part the error lies. Right. So the error is in this first part. Suma told she would answer all the calls later. Now, why the error is and what's the error? See, if you remember when we solved direct and indirect speech, so while converting direct speech into indirect speech, when we got set to, so that set to will be converted into told, right? And that told need to be represented with an objective, otherwise that, right? So Suma told that she would answer, that will be correct. Otherwise, Suma told me or Suma told her or him, etc. There should be an object. Or otherwise, there should be that. But here, if we see in our sentence, there is no any kind of object and no any kind of that. Right? That's why here the error lies and the option number one will be the correct answer. I hope it is clear to you. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, so the second question is, uh, this type of question is kind of favorite of TCS, right? Every year they must ask at least two or three questions, right, from this type of questions. So for the four sentences, S1 to S4 paragraph below, sentence S1 and S4 are given. So as we can see that there will be four sentences, S1, S2, S3 and S4, right? And here it is given that S1 and S4 are given and they are fixed. Now we need to, among these options, from these options PQR, we need to identify, we need to find out two correct statements that would be fitted here and then that will be a meaningful paragraph. So we need to find out those two statements among these three statements, right? So here S1 and S4 are fixed, then we need to analyze. All right. So the statement first is, can we imagine carrying objects that are 10 times heavier than our own body weight? So it's kind of hypothetical situation we are imagining, we are visualizing, right? So as we are talking about some imagination, some hypothetical situation, in next sentence, we should continue this process either by taking some example or either by taking some imagination or something like that. But the next statement would be in the continuation of this, right? Now, if we come here in the last part, S4, this is because of their small body size, it enables them to use fewer muscles to carry their own body and more to carry bigger loads. So in that fourth statement, we can see that here we are talking about a particular entity or a set of entities who are capable of doing so. What doing so? Like will carry to bigger loads of their body weight, right? So there must be some entity or entity set who is capable of doing so. That means we need to give an example of that entity set, right? So next statement 2 should be among from these. Let's have a look here on options. So option number 1 is, after that, can we imagine carrying objects that are 10 times heavier than our body, that our own body weight. Okay, ants however are able to carry or pull objects much heavier than their own body weight. See, this can possibly the next statement, but the thing is here it is something which is in the contradictory of something, right? However, because we are using however, that means we have said something, then we are saying however this is what, right? So it is something contradictory. So before this, there should be something. That means there either should be Q or either should be R, right? Now, if we see, can we imagine carrying objects that are 10 times heavier than our own body weight? One would assume that they have strong muscles that enable them to have more strength than humans. It's not making any sense in continuation of the previous one, right? If we come here, Superman probably could, but it does not seem possible for an ordinary man to do so. See, that's the best fit here. Can we imagine carrying objects that are 10 times heavier than our own body weight? So we are giving kind of one example, or we are giving kind of one scenario that Superman probably could do this, right? So R would be the next answer. Then here for S3, what should be the next? We were talking about a possible set of entity. Here, if we see that, if we give examples after that Superman probably could, but it does not seem possible for an ordinary man to do so. Ants, however, so now we are contradicting the statements, right? Ants, however, are able to carry or pull objects much heavier than their own body weight. This is because of their small body size. Ants are in small body size. Simple. So this is the continuation of the previous one. So we can see that RP will be the correct statement and option number B will be the right one. Right. I hope it is clear to you. So this is how you have to arrange the pattern. First of all, just analyze the pattern and then you have to identify the continuation. And the best part is look for the initiation part, look for the conclusion part, then only you have to infer the analysis, right? Let's move on to the next question. So the next question is, here again we need to fill these two blanks, and three options are given, right? Same type of question again. Just give me a moment. Okay, all right. So the question is, you are going to read a text about the founding of a city. Some sentences are missing from the text. Choose from the list A to C the most appropriate sentence for each gap 1 and 2 in the text. There is one extra sentence that you do not need to use. So again, we have two blanks, 1 and 2, and we have three options A, B, C. We need to fill these two blanks with the help of these three options, right? So one will be eliminated, two will be used. All right. So the woodlands were alive with color when William Penn arrived for the first time in 1682. It was late October, still the best time of the year in the Northeast, but he was not there to admire the countryside. He had already given it a name. Of course, it was the same name as that one of the early Christian cities in Asia Minor, which being translated means city of brotherly love. Then blank. Penn borrowed the name from them because it suited perfectly the ideal community he had in mind. All right. So we are talking about the city, right? The woodland were alive with color. William Penn arrived in the first time, and in late October, it was the best time of the Northeast. But he was not there to admire the countryside, although the country was very beautiful at that time, right? When William Penn arrived at that city, at that time the country was so beautiful, so elegant, but that was not his purpose, right? This line is showing that Liam Penn has a specific purpose while visiting that city, right? But he was not there to admire the countryside, right? He has some specific purpose. So in first blank, we need to tell the purpose of that William Penn, right? So if we see the options, there was work to be done, not least finding the right spot for the city that would be the centerpiece of his new colony. So this line is showing the purpose. But let's check further. Maybe we would find something better, right? It had been taken a religious group in England. So it is not showing any purpose. Like this line is not showing any purpose. Before arriving in America, Penn sent a letter to the Indians, which he ended, I am your loving friend. So it's not again making any sense in the continuation of the previous one, and it's not having any kind of purpose. So the purpose is hidden in that first line only, right? So by countrysides, there was work to be done. That means there was some work, there was some purpose to be fulfilled, right? Not least finding the right spot for the city, that would be the centerpiece of the new colony. So after that blank, we need to move forward and we need to check. He had already given it a name. Of course, it was the same name as that of one early Christian cities in Asia Minor, which when translated means city of brotherly love. Now, next, Philip. Penn borrowed the name from them because it suited perfectly the ideal community he had in mind. So it is something city of brotherly love, and some kind of connection is there, right? Let's move further and read options. It had been taken by a religious group in England whose beliefs were similar to those of Quakers for an ideal community that had hoped to establish. Or before arriving in America, Penn sent a letter to the Indians, which he had, I am your loving friend. So if we see that after this, after first blank, he had already given it a name. Of course, it was the same name as that of the city, early Christian cities in Asia Minor, which when translated. So it is something religiously related, right? The next statement is something religiously related, and then the next continuation again would be the religiously related. There had been taken by a religious group in England whose beliefs were similar to those of the Quakers for an ideal community that they hoped to establish, right? So, one will be having A, and the two option will be having B. So, it would be the correct answer. I hope it is clear to you. Let's move on to the next question. So the next question is, the following sentence pair can be revised into one better sentence. Choose the sentence that is the best revision. Okay, all right. So this is our sentence, and we need to convert this sentence, or we need to change this sentence in a proper manner, or in the best version, right? So the bicycle tire is flat, the bicycle tire is on the bike. See, again and again we are using the bicycle tire, the bicycle tire. Basically, the bicycle tire is the noun, and here we are using as a subject, right? So we don't need to use again and again. We can use the pronoun it, or something related to that bicycle tire, right? So the noun is the bicycle tire. So accordingly, we need to convert it in a best version. Okay, let's see the options. The bicycle tire is on the bike and the bicycle tire is flat. So again and again, same meaning, the bicycle tire, the bicycle tire. So it will be eliminated because that's what we don't want to use again and again. So that's why this option will be eliminated. The next is the flat bicycle tire is on the bike. So it is somewhat related to, or it is somewhat close to the correct answer. So we will mark, right? We will mark that we need to check further, right? The next is, on the bike, the bicycle tire there is flat. So it is not grammatically correct. Okay, all the prepositions, all the noun, pronoun, all are distorted and they are not in a proper manner. This is not grammatically correct. Move on to the fourth one. The bicycle tire that is flat is on the bike. See, option number two is a kind of correct option only. But if we talk about more specificity, right, more expressiveness, more clarity, so option number fourth will be the correct one. The bicycle tire that is flat. We are specifying the quality here. The adjective properly will be used, that the bicycle tire that is flat is on the bike. So this option number four is clearly defining the meaning. There is no any kind of ambiguity, right? For an example, if I use this option number B as the correct option, so it would rather show some kind of ambiguity. For example, if I say, give me the red book. So maybe the red book may be the title of some book, right? Red book can be the title of any book, or maybe I'm talking about give me that book which is in the red color and is lying on the table or something like that. So I'm specifying, I'm talking about all the qualities of that particular book, right? So the more I'm specifying, the more clear the explanation is, or the more clear the scenario is. So that's why option number 4 will be the correct answer, right? So let's move on to the next question. Okay. So now we need to find out that reading comprehension. So for this video, I have taken a kind of mid-level this what is reading comprehension paragraph. But what I'm planning is I will make one short video for reading comprehension where I will take 3 reading comprehensions along with all the rules and shortcut tricks to solve this reading comprehension. Okay, after telling you all the rules and shortcut tricks, I will solve that small level reading comprehension, then mid level, and then the large paragraph we will be solving. And one by one, we will apply all the rules on those exercises, and that one shot video will be more than enough for every exam, not only for TCS. So, what are your opinion about this reading comprehension one shot video? Let me know in the comment section. If you will have the wish to have it, I will upload very soon, right? So all right, so this paragraph was asked I guess in 2022. This was asked in that exam, right? Now, in an effort to win his son from a life of privileges and luxuries, a Gujarati diamond merchant and proprietor of a Surat based Indian rupees 6,000 crore company persuaded his only son to go on to Kochi incognito and survive on odd jobs for a month. Okay, so there was a man who was a diamond merchant in Gujarat, right? So he had kind of 6,000 crore property and like so, and he sent his son to do a job for a month, right? Like even his son has all the privileges of life and all the luxuries he have, still that the father of that son, or we can say the merchant, the diamond merchant, sent his son in the local areas that go and take a job. Okay, now Drabya Dholakia, 21, doing an MBA in the US and on a holiday in India, arrived in Kochi on June 21, 3 pairs of clothes and Indian rupee 7,000. So only 7,000 rupee he had, and only 3 pairs of shoes, sorry, clothes he had. The name of the boy is Drabya Dholakia, who is 21 years old and pursuing MBA in US. Now coming, now has come in India for holidays, and in India he is in the Kochi, right, for a month kind of. So his father instructed that these 7,000 rupees should be used in the emergency only. All right. I gave him 3 conditions. Like the father is telling that I have gave him 3 conditions. I told my son that he needs to work to earn his money and he could not work uh, at a place for more than a week. All right. So one place, 1 week he will be working, and he has to earn money for his life, right? That he cannot use his father's identity, nor use the mobile phone, nor that 7,000 rupees. So there are 3 conditions: that one place, 7 days, right, for a job, and he would not tell that his father is that rich man or Gujarati diamond merchant, etc. So he cannot use the identity of his father for getting a job or for getting some money or something like that. And also the third condition is that he cannot spend the 7,000 rupees, right, until and unless he is not facing an emergency. And also after 1 month he can spend those money when he is hitting with some emergency, but before 1 month he cannot use. So these are the 3 conditions, right? Now, uh, no university can teach you these life skills except experience, said Shabji Dholakia. All right. So that means that rich merchant name is Savji Dholakia. Sorry. Proprietary of Hare Krishna Diamond Exports. All right. Drabya accepted the challenges and it was decided that he would go to a place he was not familiar with and where the language would be new to him and search for a job. He decided to come to Kochi as he did not know Malayalam and Hindi is not commonly spoken there, said Dholakia. All right, so the son decided that he will go to a place where he is completely new and even he don't know the local language of that place. So he decided to go into Kochi as he was not familiar with Malayalam and Hindi is not familiar with the Kochi people, right? Now, for 5 days, I had no job on proper place to stay. So now this time the son is telling that for 5 days I had no job or proper place to stay, or it should be stay. Right. I was frustrated as I was rejected at 60 places. I understood what is rejection and the value of a job in these few days, said Dravya. So now Dravya is facing the life struggle. He is facing with all the ups and downs and 60 rejections, and ultimately he is into the frustration of the life and the life is teaching his lessons, right? Who lied to his employer that he is a class 12 student born in a poor family in Gujarat. All right. Dravya Dholakia worked at a bakery, call center, a shoe shop, and even McDonald's, earning 4,000 plus a month. So even after working in different places like in bakery, call center, shoe shop, etc., he could only earn 4,000 rupee. I never worried about money, and here I was struggling to get a meal for Indian rupee 40. So he's telling that there was a time then when I never faced any kind of difficulty because he was fulfilled with all the privileges and all the luxuries, right, at his father's home. But now in a new city, in a new place, and where he cannot use his identity, etc., he is facing the problems, and he is facing the problems even for 40 rupee thali, or we can say food, right? Now we have questions. Before leaving for Kochi, Dravya was living a life of. So Dravya is the son of that rich merchant, and his life was fulfilled with all the luxuries and all the privileges, and like everything is sorted there. There is a plenty of resources. There is a plenty of money, right? So option number C will be correct answer according to the passage. Move on to the next question. The next question is Dravya was given some money which he could use only. So the three conditions were there: one place and 7 days of work, and he can use those 7,000 rupees only in the emergency and after a month, right? So the answer would be when he was in extreme hardship to buy a new mobile phone to pay for his meals for 1 month in Kochi. No, for hardships or emergency, the father said that you can use those 7,000 rupee only when you are facing some difficulty, some hardship, some emergency, right? Moving next. Father believed that experience is the best teacher. His son was pampered and spoiled. Universities don't teach anything. His son should take up a job. See, the primary goal of the father was to make his son uh, to feel the life lessons, to feel what are the actual struggles, right? Not that like he just wanted to make sure that his son should know what the experience is. Experience is the only best teacher in our life. The life is full of hardships. The life is full of struggles and happiness, sadness. All the things will be there. But the thing is, you have to uh, stay focused. You have to keep fighting against with all the things, right? So this option will be eliminated because universities don't teach anything. Father never quoted this thing. Father just said that universities uh, no university can teach you these life lesson except experience. See, everyone has their own life, and in everyone's life there is some new kind of experiences, right? So maybe I'm having some experiences, you are having some experiences. So the thing is, life only can you life only uh, make you feel experiences, right? Not the universities, not any coaching classes, etc. So the main agenda was experience, feeling the experience. The next question is, Kochi was chosen for the experience because in Kochi Dravya knew many people. No, Dravya decided to go where there is no any like the place is completely new and he is not familiar even with the language of that place, right? So knew many people, had his father's friend, had no acquaintances, could get a job, had no acquaintances, right? So Dravya couldn't use any identity because of the conditions, and also that was the decision of his that he would go to a city where he don't know about anyone and even not the local language. So first of all, we will be solving the reading comprehension, and I have taken the reading comprehension. It is from 2022, right? So it was asked in slot 2 exam in the month of August, I guess, right? So it this was the paragraph asked, and then we have taken some questions as well. So we will be solving, and I would highly recommend you to pause the video and start solving the questions. And when you once you are done, then make sure to check all your questions and mark your questions and let me know in the comment section how many questions you have did correctly, right? So let's solve this reading comprehension, as this is kind of short paragraph only, so we can take easy, so we can read it easily, right? And we will first skim and scan the passage, and then we will try to figure out all the questions and answers, right? So dolphins are regarded as the friendliest creatures in the sea, and stories of them helping drowning sailors have been common since Roman times. The more we learn about dolphins, the more we realize that their society is more complex than people previously imagined. They look after other dolphins when they are ill, care for pregnant mothers, and protect the weakest in the community as we do. Some scientists have suggested that dolphins have a language, but it is much more probable that they communicate with each other without needing words. Could any of these mammals be more intelligent than men? Certainly, the most common argument in favor of men's superiority over them, that we can kill them more easily than they can kill us, is the least satisfactory. On the contrary, the more we discover about these remarkable creatures, the less we appear superior when we destroy them. So this is the paragraph. It is about the dolphins and what is their nature, right? It is kind of companionship, helping type of nature, right? So the paragraph is talking about this, and now we will be figuring out the questions, and then we will finalize the answers according to the options available. It is clear from the passage that dolphins don't want to be with us as much as we want to be with them. See, we haven't discussed about anything that we want this thing and dolphin wants this thing in that paragraph. So it is not relatable, right? The next is, are proven to be less intelligent than once thought. No, dolphins are more intelligent. In the paragraph, it is clearly written that dolphins are literally so intelligent. So it is the opposite according to the passage. Then the next is, have a reputation for being friendly to humans. Yes, it is the answer. Have a reputation for being friendly to humans, because in this paragraph, it is clearly written that they help each other, they take care of each other, they care for pregnant mothers and protect for the weakest community, and they are best in companionship, right? So their nature is kind of friendly like human. So option number C will be the correct answer for this question, right? Let's move further. So two questions are more from this passage. The fact that the writer of the passage thinks that we can kill dolphins more easily than they kill us is, like, what the fact is talking about, what is the actual meaning of that factor, that we think that uh, the dolphins can kill us more easily than they kill us, right? So means that they are better adapted to their environment than we are. See, their adaptability and something is not related to that quote, right? Shows that dolphins have very sophisticated form of communication? No. Proves that dolphins are not the most intelligent species at sea and does not mean that we are superior to them. See, the quote that is written over here, I guess, yeah, favor of man's superiority over them, we can kill them more easily than they kill us. So this line, this quote is not mean that we are superior to them, right? It is okay that we can easily kill them, but that's not mean that we are superior to them, because they have certain qualities, right? And they have some different traits. And actually, dolphins are much better than humans according to that passage. So that line does not mean that we are superior to those dolphins, right? Let's move on to the next question. One can infer from the reading that dolphins are quite abundant in some areas of the world. No, we haven't talking. We are not talking about the world and their abundancy in the world, etc. Right? Dolphins have skills that no other living creatures have, such as the ability to think. We have talked about their skills, their nature, etc. But I guess we haven't talked about their ability to think, etc. Anything that is related to brain, we haven't talked about in that passage. It is not usual for dolphins to communicate with each other. See, there is a line related to that communication that scientists inferred that they have some language, right? And through which they communicate. But this is not in the form of words. But that's not the actual meaning of that passage, right? We have just a line that probably there is certain language for dolphins that they only can understand, right? The next option is dolphins have some social traits that are similar to those of humans. So, in 90% of the paragraph, we are talking about the traits, we are talking about the nature of the dolphins, that it is kind of, and it is more likely to humans, like as companionship, friendliness, their behavior, their helping nature, their caring nature, etc. So, it is much similar to humans. So, that is what the meaning of that paragraph. So, option number D will be the right answer according to our passage. I hope it is clear to you. Now, for reading comprehension, I will make a one shot video. In that, I will be taking all the rules that are important, all the tips and tricks to solve those reading comprehension so easily and correctly and quickly, right? And I will be taking three passages. One will be of kind of short length, then will be of next will be of medium length, and the next will be of the large paragraph, right? So it is something of short length paragraph only, but in that one short video, I will be making a kind of 1 hour or 1 hour plus video. I will be making very soon, right? If you want, let me know in the comment section, and we will live with that video, right? So in that, I will be talking about that. Till then, what you can do is you can watch the one shot video of reading comprehension that I have discussed in Infosys playlist, right? See, the pattern of TCS is quite difficult. Yes, it is true. It is kind of harsh truth that yes, the difficulty level of TCS is difficult. So, according to the TCS pattern, I will be making that video, that reading comprehension video. Tricks will be same, but the passage, but the whole phenomena will be kind of quite more advantageous, right? Because I will be having more information. But of course, that Infosys part video will going to be definitely helpful for you, right? Let's move on to the next question now. All right. So here find out which part of the sentence below has an error and mark the options accordingly. Kash crouched towards directly in front of the cabinet, his face only inches away from the glass. So see, the error here lies in that part. Crouched towards. Crouched towards is not grammatically correct. It is not some combination of words that is appropriate, right? It should be crouched down, right? It should be crouched down. That is kind of, we can say, phrasal verb of something, or the combination of word that is suited here. Akash crouched down directly in front of the cabinet, his face was only inches away from the glass. Like आकाश गिर गया and उसका फेस जो था बस थोड़ा सा ही दूर था ग्लास लगने से, right? So that's what the meaning is. So crouch towards is not appropriate here. Crouch down will be correct. So option number A will be the answer that this part contains an error. Moving next, and here a particular sentence is divided into multiple parts, and we have to tell in which part the error lies, right? So I could not put up in a hotel because the boarding and lodging charges were exorbitant. So if you don't know the meaning of exorbitant, so it is expensive, right? It is expensive, like costly, right? So I could not put up in a hotel. Pause the video and guess the answer. I hope you are guessing right that yes, error lies in this part, in a hotel, right? As hotel is a particular location, so we will be using at a hotel. I could not put up at a hotel will be the correct answer, not in, because hotel is something more specific, a specific location, and for referring or for referencing a location, we use at. Moving next. So here, this is the complete fill up blank, right? And this is kind of favorite part of TCS. They used to uh, pick one example or one fill up kind of a story, and there will be 5 to 6 blanks, or can be 10 blanks. You have to fill all the blanks, right? So this is what I would say not a skippable topic. And also it is the favorite part of one more company is there, Deloitte. That is the favorite part of Deloitte too. Right. Once upon a time, there a man called Democles. So according to this, according to this line, we are very sure that we are talking about past. So if we are talking about past, so the verb we will be using will be of past form, right? So for the first blank, these four are the options available, right? For only one word, uh, all the verbs are here available in multiple forms like present form and ing form and third form, second form, etc. Right? So for a particular verb, all the forms are given and accordingly we need to fill. So as we are talking about past, so we are pretty sure that we will be using the past form verb. So here the verb is lived. So the past form of verb is lived. So once upon a time there lived a man. There lived a man. So option number C for blank one. Man called Democles, right? A friend of his eventually becoming, has become. Again, the ruler of a city. Okay, all right. So again, as we are talking about past, so we will, sorry, my tongue is slipping. We will be using the, I would say we will be using the parallelism, right? Because we are talking about past. Previously, we have used the past form of verb. So here again, we will be using the past form of verb, and this is called parallelism. Parallel, parallelism. All right. So became will be the second option, and for blank two. Okay. Moving forward, Democles thought, "How lucky my friend." So the options available are is, was, it, were. So now you might be thinking that it should be was, right? Because we are talking about past and we have to use parallelism. But no, guys, you are wrong here. Was is not the correct answer, is correct. Now let me tell you why. See, whenever we are talking about luck, we are talking about some standardization, we are talking about destiny, some natural aspects. We will not use the past form of verb for referring, like he must be lucky, he was lucky, he was lucky. No, it should be how lucky he is or how lucky I am, right? We have to live in present at that moment. When we are talking about some standardization, we are talking about some natural aspects, right? So that's why is will be the correct answer, right? So I hope it would be helpful for you. Now he, fourth blank is there, now a ruler. So now we are talking about present only. He is now a ruler, right? So blank four, he is now a ruler, he is ruling right now, right? Now he must a great time. So he must, right? Blank 5, he must be has a great time, be having a great time, had or have, right? So this is something that is happening right now, happening in current, right? Happening in present. So for something that is happening right now, we will be using ing form. So we will be using he must be having, right? He must be having great time. Now moving forward, he fine clothes. So for the sixth blank, we have options available. Should be having, will have, can have, must be having. So as we are talking about his friend rulership, right? He must be having great time. He must be having fine clothes, or he must have fine clothes, lots of money, and a number of servants. So for six blanks, we will be using must be having. He must be having fine clothes, अच्छे कपड़े, अच्छा पैसा, and नौकर चाकर, etc. Right? Moving forward, I wish I. Then the seventh blank, his luck. I wish I his luck. So options available are I had, has, have, or must have. See, here we are talking about kind of possession, to have something, possession, right? We are talking about possession. So I wish I could had his luck, right? I could, or sorry, I wish I had his luck, because here I'm uh, we can say I'm imaging, I'm wishing for that thing, right? It is not an actual, I'm just wishing for it, I'm just having a hope for it, right? So I will be using the accordingly, so it would be the correct answer. I wish I had his luck. Now moving forward, the next is he to visit his friend to enjoy his hospitality. Right? He, then eighth option, for eighth blank, the options available are decide, deciding, decided. So again, for decide verb, we have different verb form available in ing form, in present form, in past form, and in future form. Right? So according to the statement, what it is saying, he to visit his friend to enjoy his hospitality. So he decided to visit his friend to enjoy his hospitality, right? Because we are talking about past, so he decided to visit his friend for his hospitality. When he the palace, right? Like when the man like went to the palace or something, we will be seeing accordingly. The options available are when he reached palace, reach palace, arrive, or reaching, right? So reach, for reach, the different forms of verb are available. So again, when he reached palace, right? Because we are talking about past, and in the sense of parallelism, we will be using the second form only. When he reached the palace, the king himself. Now, option 10 for blank 10, what are the options available? The king himself received, receiving. Again, receive is the main word, and the different form of verb are available. So, the king received himself, right? We are talking about past, and all the senses are in parallelism, right? So, the king received himself and welcome him with respect and affection. Democles then told the king that he was indeed a lucky man. So that's how we can solve this fill in the type of questions. So parallelism plays an important role in solving this type of fill-ups, right? Moving next, again, there is the sentence, and we need to find out where the error is and what's the error, right? She has not completed her course, isn't she? See, the error lies here, isn't she? We are talking about has and have form, right? We are talking about present perfect, right? So we will be using here has she, right? We are asking that she has not completed her course. Has she? Has she? Like we are asking. In general, we are asking has she? क्या उसने कर लिया है? Right? So that's why we will be using has she. So the error here lies in isn't in part. The next question, find out which part of the sentence below has an error and mark the option accordingly. Okay. A moment after the pregnant lady came out of the hospital ward holding a baby boy in her arms. Sorry. See, I can see everything is fine here, but the error is a moment after the pregnant, a moment later, right? We are talking about After some time, a moment later, the pregnant lady came out of the hospital bed holding a baby boy in her arms. So, a moment later will be the correct replacement or will be kind of a correct improvement for this error. So, the error lies in first part. All right, let's move on to the next question. In the following question, one part sentence may have an error. Find out which part of the sentence has an error. Okay. Priya quickly explained that in her world of symbols, feelings does not mean anything. So, guys, see, it is quite tricky and kind of something. Everything is looking like fine, but here the error is in this part, right? We are talking about past, right? We are talking in past. Priya quickly explained. We are using the second form of verb, past form of verb. So, we have to use the correct verb form here again, right? Feelings did not, no. It would not be did not, but the thing is, we have feelings. That means plural form. So does not will not be correct. Do not will be correct, right? Do not will be correct. So here the error is in this part. Does not mean anything. It should be do not mean anything. All right, moving forward. The next question is again fill ups. So challenges must be fill up to realize that to realize the next fill up of a greater regional economic integration, right? Now, most of the times, what you people do is you just find out the first blank and then you put up that option blindly. Even you don't check for the next option or the next blank that it is well fitted here or not. And most of the times, you people do mistake in that, right? So you need to check for both of the fill-ups that both of the fill-ups are fulfilling the needs of the sentence are well for this fill up, right? So you need to check for both of the words that whatever you are fitting in, whatever you are trying to fitting in, whether it is fulfilling the concept, right? Now, challenges must be. So let's put option number A. Challenges must be overcome to realize the potential of a greater regional economic integration. So it is okay, right? And answer is this only. But how I'm finding like challenges must be overcome. Overcome means we need to face challenges. The meaning of that is we need to face challenges so that we can identify the potential of greater regional economic integrations, right? So everyone should face the challenges rather than escaping them, right? So according to the concept of this sentence, the both of the words are appropriate here. That's why this will be the answer, right? Let's move on to the next question. The next question is he has got a sharp, then Philip, he might just get into trouble if he is not in careful. All right. So we usually know, and in our siblings, we usually say that तुम्हारी जुबान बहुत चलती है, right? Usually in Hindi, like we say तुम्हारी जुबान बहुत चलती है, तुम्हारी जुबान बहुत लंबी है. Usually, and like according to the blanks, mouth, no, mouth is not making any sense. Like he's got a sharp mouth. No, right? Intellect. So intellect, if someone has sharp intellect, is never going to be in trouble, right? Vision. Again, if you have a good vision, why you will be in trouble? Again, if you have a good brain, why you will be in trouble, right? So, but if you have a sharp tongue, that is something you should, because tongue should be sweet, right? So uh, it would be the correct answer that if you don't have sweet tongue or if you have a sharp tongue and you are not careful about it, right? Having a sharp tongue is completely okay because sometimes we need it. But the thing is, you have to be careful that whatever you are talking can make a big impact on your life, right? So that's why tongue is the correct answer. Moving next, identify the antonym of the given word. The word is procrastinate. So we used to procrastinate. What is the meaning of procrastinate? That we know that we have to do this particular task, but still we are delaying that task, that abhi karunga, just wait for 5 minutes, after 5 minutes I will do it, I will do it, and just we are delaying the task, we are just postponing that task, right? So that is was the meaning of procrastinate. So the antonym of procrastinate will be expedite. The antonym of expedite means to do something instantly, right? To like in hurry, just jaldi se kar do. That's what's the meaning of expedite. And explode is not having something, not including something. Propagate is to plant a new tree from the parent, right? This is something called propagate. And experiment, we you all know, like doing practical, doing experiments. It is all clear, all set, right? So the answer is expedite here. Moving next, and I think that would be the last, or no, we have some more questions. All right. Find the gerund from the sentence. She found solace in painting, allowing her to express emotions in vibrant colors. So, what is gerund? First of all, let's understand what is gerund. Gerund is something we have verb plus ing, right? This is the we can say verbing. I write verbing, verb plus ing actually, right? This is the kind of identification of finding the gerund, right? So verb plus ing, and this word, that particular word will be functioning as a noun, but not a verb. For example, walking is good, right? Walking is good. So here it is working as a noun. It is working as a noun, not as a verb, right? But we have verb plus ing. So that is what gerund is. So here she found solace in painting. So it is not something painting, that she is doing painting. No, no, no. It is not verb. It is a noun, and we have like noun plus ing, or we can say verb plus ing, but it is working as a noun, right? Here that is not painting, that is she is doing in present, in continuous sentence, like that she is doing painting, and she has a hobby which is called painting, or painting is her hobby. So both are different. So here in one, painting is working as noun, and in other, painting is working as verb. So wherever we have verb plus ing, and this word is working as a noun, so that is what gerund is. So here painting will be the correct answer. I hope it is clear to you. Let's move on to the next question. Which of the following sentence does not use informal language? That means we have like does not use informal language. I guess it should be formal language, na? Because all these, yeah, it should be which of the following has informal language. It should be which of the following sentence has informal language. I sincerely apologize for the oversight. So it is something that is kind of formal. Can we sort this out together? See, whenever you are talking to your high authority, you cannot, in a formal way, right? You cannot say anything like, can we sort this out? He's not your friend, or she is not your friend, the high authority, and you are in that formal relationship with them. You cannot talk in that way. If you will do, you will be fired, right? So this is something that we have informal among these four options available. And guys, see, this type of question is one of the favorite questions of TCS in asked in Bubble Ability section. And this type of question will not be asked in Exchange, will not be asked in Infosys, etc. No, no, no. Only in TCS they will ask, right? So in every video of mine, I will be taking 2 or 3 questions from this part. Don't worry, we will be doing a lots of practice, right? Let's move on to the last question. Okay. So while MSME are waiting the release around rupee 5 lakhs crore pending payments, no major relief has come so far. So based on these options, we need to fulfill. Okay. So while MSMEs are waiting, so always if you have some verb ing, so always it would be for, right? It would come with for. Never it would come with to, right? Never. No. To will come with present form of verb, right? No any ing or something. Okay. So while MSME are waiting for the release of around 5 lakhs crore, pending payments, no major relief has come so far. So it would be the appropriate option. Moving next, the security guard leave ended 2 days ago has not yet reported to work. So here we are talking about the security guard, right? Leave ended 2 days ago. And his leave, right? So leave is something that has the position from the security guard, or guard has the position of leave. Security guard has leaves, right? So basically, we are talking about the leaves that security guard has, right? That's why we will use whose we will use in the possession of something whenever it is denoting the relationship. It is denoting the connection of two things or two people, or one thing or one people, right? So possession is the referent by sorry, whose. Okay, who we will be using for a particular person, but here we are not talking about person, we are talking about leave. The security guard whose leave ended 2 days ago, right? Now, whom is kind of object, like in object case we use, and which is useful for referring the non-living thing, right? So whose will be the correct answer, and with that. And in my one shot reading comprehension video in that same playlist in TCS NQT, right, I have discussed how you can approach the reading comprehension and you can solve them correctly and quickly. All the rules, all the shortcut tricks I have shared. I have solved two paragraphs there as well, two passages there as well, right? It is kind of 40 to 50 minutes around video, and that video will definitely going to be helpful for you, right? So if you are someone who is looking for that shortcut tricks for reading comprehension and for more practice, you can watch out that video. And after that, you can continue. Otherwise, first let's watch this and then go for that. But that video really is going to be very helpful for you, right? Okay, let's start. So I have taken three reading comprehension questions that were previously asked in TCS itself, and one by one we will be using our shortcut tricks and we will be using. So this is kind of a small paragraph. So in that video I have shared this for a small paragraph or for a small passage. You can directly start reading and you can mark down all the keywords, etc., then directly looking questions and then answer, right? So the same approach we will use here for short length paragraph or passage. Okay. The Internet of Things, IoT, is revolutionized the way we interact with technology. IoT refers to a network of connected devices that communicate and exchange data without human intervention. Examples include smart home system, wearable fitness trackers, and industrial sensors. These devices use real-time data to enhance efficiency and automate process. So in first paragraph, we are talking about IoT and its benefits for us, its applications in our real life, right? Despite is contradictory statement or contradictory word. Now here, as we have discussed the benefits earlier, now we will be talking about the opposite. That means the challenges, that means the limitations or disadvantages of IoT, right? So as this is the keyword, we will mark down here its advantages. Despite its advantages, previously we have discussed its advantages. Now what it is, IoT also presents security challenges. So now we are discussing about challenges. It is a contradictory statement, right? Since devices are interconnected, a cyber attack on one device can compromise on entire system, right? Additionally, concerns over data privacy arises as IoT devices collect vast amounts of user information. Companies are investing in stronger encryption and security measures to mitigate these risks. So what companies are doing to mitigate this risk? They are investing stronger encryption algorithms, stronger cyber security measures. Now, as IoT continues to expand, experts emphasize the importance of secure networks and user awareness. While the technology offers convenience, it must be developed responsibly to ensure privacy and security for all users. So we have done with the paragraph. Now let's understand the question. See, when I'm teaching you, it can take quite long time, but when you will solve this, it will really not take 2 to 3, not more than 2 to 3 minutes, right? And this time is more than enough for short length paragraph. Okay, all right. Let's come on to the questions. What is the primary function of IoT? So in our first paragraph only, we have discussed that IoT, why we use IoT to, this is the kind of connection of devices where each device communicate and exchange data without human intervention. So if we see the option to replace human intelligence with machines, no. To allow connected devices to communicate without human intervention, yes. The same line is written over here, connected devices that communicate and exchange data without human intervention. So it is clear. Let's move on to the next question. What is the one major concern regarding to IoT? So in the first paragraph, we have discussed about the application or advantages of IoT. In the next paragraph, what that was starting from despite, where we have mentioned the challenges of IoT, right? And what were these challenges? Basically, the security and data concerns are there. So security risk and data privacy issues are there. We have discussed here. See, security challenges. Data privacy arises as IoT devices collect vast amount of user information, and these all devices are interconnected. So one device if is in danger, so entire system can be in danger, right? So this is how we can mark. So the next is how do IoT devices use real time data? So it is here mentioned that since see here, concerns over data privacy as IoT devices collect vast amount of user information. Companies are investing in stronger. Okay, all right. Here we have discussed. Okay, how do IoT devices use? Okay, how do IoT devices use real-time data? For which purpose they are using our real-time data? To make process more efficient, automated, to store information without analysis, to slow down technological development, and to replace all human jobs. So the first answer would be correct, because why they are using real-time data? To make the process more efficient and automated, right? IoT is just the second name of automation, we can say, right? So that's why they are using the real time data. Based on our convenience, they can make the devices more efficient, more automated, right? The next question here in the queue is, just a minute. Yeah. What is the one way companies are addressing to security, IoT security challenge? So they, in our second paragraph, I guess, we have listed that companies, yeah, companies are investing in stronger encryption and cyber security measures. So this will be the answer, option number B. Coming on to the next, what should users focus on to ensure IoT security? So beware of security risk and use security network is the best way to ensure we are adhering to IoT security, right? So according to the passage, we have solved all the 5 questions of that short length paragraph or short length passage. Coming here to the next paragraph or next passage, we can say, and it is something mid length paragraph. Okay, again and again I'm saying paragraph, but you have to consider it as a passage. Okay. Okay, all right. Let's. So for mid-level paragraph or passage, what you will do, you will read the first paragraph completely and the last paragraph completely, and the rest you will read 1 or 2 lines, right? As this is a mid-length paragraph, so you can read 2 lines of each paragraph that are in the middle. Okay, all right. The concept of minimalism has gained popularity in recent years as people seek to simplify their lives. Minimalism is a lifestyle that promotes owning fewer possessions and focusing on what really matters. So basically, minimalism refers to the system where we don't carry everything, but we care only the important stuff, right? It will save time, it will save effort, and of course it will, like, everything that is necessary we are holding. So that is not going to be something time wasting and sophisticated look we have, right? Now many individuals believe that a minimalist approach leads to less stress, better financial management, and increased productivity. Instead of accumulating materials goods, minimalists prefer investing in experiences, relationships, and self growth. So, those who believe in minimalism, they prefer their investing in their experiences, in their relationship building, and their self growth. Sorry. Now, The second and the third paragraph, we will read just two lines and we will focus on the last paragraph, right? Minimalism is not just about decluttering physical spaces, but also about reducing mental clutter. People who practice minimalism often emphasizes intentional living, where they make conscious choices about their time, energy, and priorities. Coming here, however, is a kind of uh, keyword that we should look for, right? Because it is a kind of contradictory signal. Okay, however, minimalism is not for everyone. Some people find comfort in keeping sentimental items or enjoy collecting things that bring them joy. See, everyone has their choices, everyone has their own persona, and everyone have their we can say enjoy things, right? So somebody can like minimalism, but somebody doesn't like it. So everyone has their own opinion. So that's why they are kind of not for everyone. So critics argue that extreme minimalism can feel restrictive and impractical, especially for families or those with hobbies requiring equipment. So if somebody is enjoying with equipments, if somebody enjoys uh, lots of collection, they are just opposite to minimalism, right? That's what it is saying. Now, in the end, minimalism is a personal choice. Whether one adopts it fully or applies only certain aspects, the key is to find a lifestyle that promotes happiness and fulfillment without unnecessary excess. Okay, so now let's come on to the questions and let's have a look what they are asking. Okay, so here, just a minute. Okay, all right. So the very first question is, where is my pen? What is the primary goal of minimalism? So this answer can be, this question can be answered from this line only, that owning fair possessions and focusing on what truly matters. So the very first paragraph and the last paragraph, 100%, like kind of 95 to 100%, they will be helpful for answering at least one or two questions for sure in the questions that it is asking for, right? So it is something to focus on what really matters and eliminate unnecessary distractions uh, from your life or whatever, right? The next is, according to the passage, how does minimalism affect mental well-being? So this is something that is mentioned here, that decluttering the things in your from your mental state, from your physical spaces also, right? And it will emphasizing in intentional living. It will give you more time, it will give you energy and priorities if you will set. So this is how minimalism helps you to reduce mental clutter as well. Okay, so if we see according to the passage, how does minimalism affect mental well-being? So it has no impact on mental health. No, 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 it has. It can improve focus and reduce anxiety. This thing is concluded from here. Mm-mm-mm. See, here studies suggest that a clutter-free environment, because no matter we are decluttering the physical spaces and we are decluttering the mental states, right? It will reduce your anxiety. It will make your concentration better at higher levels. So this is how you can infer from this. The next is, what is the one common criticism of minimalism? It encourages excessive spending. No, it decreases spending, right? Because we are minimalizing the thing. So how can it spend? And according to the passage as well, it is not something that is listed there. It is difficult to practice for those with sentimental attachments or specific hobbies. Yes, it is the answer, and this answer is coming from here. We have talked about that minimalism is not for everyone. Some people, see, I said na that to focus on this keyword. However, the question is asking from here itself that those who find comfort in keeping sentimental items, enjoy collecting things, then that bring them. So minimalism is not for those people. So that's what it is asking for, right? The next question is, what is the misconception about minimalism? It is about balance, not complete deprivation. It requires people to sell all their belongings.
it is something that is not mentioned anywhere in the passage, so completely eliminated. It's only for wealthy individuals. No, in the complete paragraph we haven't seen any line that will show that it is for only wealthy people, or which one, right? It leads to isolation. It can lead to isolation, but that's up to the people, that how they are taking it, how they are making it also, right? So it's something about balancing. Some people like 50% minimalism and 50% sentimental equipment analysis, etc., right? So it is something that how you are balancing yourself with the phenomena of that minimalism. So a option is correct according to the passage. The next is, what is the main idea of the passage? Minimalism is an extreme lifestyle that everyone should follow. Minimalism is a personal choice that can improve well-being and productivity. Minimalism is only about reducing physical clutter. Minimalism leads to financial instability. See, financial instability we haven't talked about. Minimalism is only about reducing physical clutter. No, in the second paragraph we have discussed that reducing the physical clutter as well as your mental clutter as well, right? So both the things are required, or both the things can happen with the help of minimalism, so it is again going to be eliminated. Minimalism is an extreme lifestyle that everyone should follow. No, 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 it is up to you, it is up to us that how we are taking it, and it's our personal decision whether we are adhering to it or not. And in our paragraph even, it is mentioned that minimalism is not for everyone. Clearly it is mentioned that not for everyone, right? So it is again eliminated. And option number B here, minimalism is a personal choice that can improve well-being and productivity, right? So that is how we have solved this mid-level paragraph as well. Now let's move further and let's solve this lengthy paragraph, and this is the last paragraph. Okay, sorry, last passage. Again and again I'm saying paragraph, paragraph, I don't know why. Okay, all right. So for the lengthy paragraph, for the lengthy passage, what the trick is, you have to read the one line of each of the paragraph, right? And if you have quite to see, first of all, you have to divide your time, that okay, total 5 minutes I will give to the reading comprehension along with question and answer section, and 2 to 3 minutes I will give to skimming the passage, I will give to scanning the passage, analyzing the questions, and 1 to 2 minutes I will give to question and answer, right? So this is how we can manage our time. So if we see here, skimming the passage means you have to take a glimpse of the passage, that okay, what is the main idea and what it is talking about, right? It can be a story, it can be some informational passage like we have seen in that IoT wala system, etc., right? And it can be criticized based passage also. It can be some we can say contradictory statements also. It can be neutral also, right? So you have to identify that what is the concept, what is the main idea of the passage. And let's read one line, and always look for the keywords, always look for the words like despite, in spite of, however, since, therefore. These type of keywords are really important. And always try to mark down the subject name. Subject name means any person name or any date if it is given, and any word that is in the bold and italicized, because they will help you while answering the questions, right? Okay, so the first is, amidst the rolling green hills of Willowbrook, there lived a young boy named Ethan. Unlike other children who spent their afternoons playing in the fields, Ethan preferred the quiet solitude of the village library. Okay, books became his closest companions, filling his mind with stories of adventure and courage. Okay, so we have done with this first paragraph completely. Now, one line we will be taking, right? One day, while browsing the dusty shelves, he stumbled upon a leather bound book with no title. Curious, he flipped through its pages and found something peculiar. It was completely blank except for the first sentence. Okay, now let's move further. To his astonishment, the word glowed for a moment before fading into the parchment. Suddenly, the room around him shimmered, and he found himself standing in an unfamiliar place, a dense forest with towering trees and golden mist. Okay, move further as we have no time, right? As we have very less time, so we are not reading the complete paragraph. Ethan's heart pounded. Was this a dream? Testing his surroundings, he touched a tree solid and real. He had no choice but to follow the instructions. Okay, now let's move further. Determined, Ethan reached the cave's entrance where a stone tablet displayed. I have keys but no locks. I have space but no rooms. It is kind of riddle, right? You use me to write, yet I am not a book. What am I? Okay. Now Ethan thought hard, then recalling his afternoons in the library, he whispered, keyboard. Okay. Now, the next is the cave entrance creaked open, revealing a pedestal with a glowing silver key. All right, all right. The next is breathless. He realized that the book was not just magical, it was waiting for his imagination to shape its destiny. From that day forward, Ethan no longer just read stories, he created them. Okay, so there is kind of some fictional story we can say about a boy who loves book, and one day he entered in a like Blitz book library, and he found a leather bound book with no title, and then some riddles are there, etc., and he founded him in a parallel universe, we can say, or in a magical universe, we can say, like that. Let's have a look onto the questions directly, and then we can deep dive into the ocean. Okay, where did Ethan find the mysterious book? So it is absolutely clear that that book was in the Bliss library, right? So option number C, that is coming from the initiation paragraph. Okay. The second is, what was unusual about the book Ethan discovered? It had no pages inside, it contained only blank pages except for the one sentence. It was impossible to open, it had moving images instead of words. So, for that, we need to look upon into the second paragraph, right? Into the second paragraph, we need to deep dive a quite. Here, he found the book with no title. He flipped through its pages and found something peculiar. Okay, it was completely blank except for the first sentence. The story begins when the teacher dares to write, when the reader dares to write. Okay, Ethan took out a pen and hesitantly wrote, a boy named Ethan finds a magical book. Okay, maybe we can answer now. What was unusual about the book Ethan discovered? That only one sentence was written in the whole book, right? It contained only blank pages except for one sentence. Yes, that would be the answer. The next is, how did Ethan enter the magical world? So he entered in the world by writing something in that book, right? By writing something, because, and what did he write? A boy named Ethan finds a magical book. Then, to his astonishment, the world glowed for a moment before fading, and then he found himself standing in an unfamiliar place. We have read this line before, right? So we can like mark the answer accordingly. Okay, let's move further on the fourth sentence. Sorry, fourth question. Okay, what was the answer to the riddle at the cave entrance? So I said na that this is kind of riddle, and the answer is a keyboard, right? Then the cave was opened, etc. So keyboard was the answer. So it was quite easy only. The next is, what lesson did Ethan learn from his adventure? That books hold hidden dangers, that writing can be as exciting as reading, that he should never enter cave alone. No, that is not something that Ethan found himself in a danger, and he decided not to enter a cave alone, etc. No, that magic is not real. No, magic is real. He found himself in a magical world. So, according to the passage and according to the Ethan adventure, magic is real, right? And also that book hold hidden dangers. Ethan has no any kind of opinion about this, right? So option number B is totally fine according to the passage. That writing can be as exciting as reading, because first he wrote the sentence, then he found himself in a mysterious world, and he enjoyed a lot there. Whatever. Okay, so with that note, we have solved three reading comprehensions with the shortcut tricks, and I would highly recommend you to watch that one short video of reading comprehension also. That will going to be definitely helpful for you, and you can watch all videos from the playlist TCS NQT. Right, the link is given in the description. Otherwise, you can directly head over to the playlist section. There you will find all the playlists available related to TCS, Cognizant, Capgemini, Deloitte, Infosys, Accenture, and some more companies, right? And you can prepare for your interview as well. So all the best for your exam. We will meet in the next video. Till then, bye bye and take care.